Hello, 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 hello. It's 5 o'clock New York time, and it is time for Radio Free Wall Street, streaming on the World Wide Web. And I've talked a lot about oil and oil tariffs, and oil price rigging, big rigging production. And I want to talk to you about tariffs. And the tariffs we're talking about here is, today is the day the trade war has begun. The United States put sanctions against our closest trading partners, and they have, rightfully so, retaliated in kind. Campbell's soup, Heinz tomato sauce, Harley Davidson's, all of the things that make even maple syrup made in America. Donald, what have you done to us, buddy, baby? And this is an economic disaster. This trade war will turn very ugly, and it'll be something that we'll all have to live with and pay a price. This is the day that America turns on its closest allies and trading partners, peoples that have shed blood for us in a lot of wars they didn't necessarily agree with, but because it was America, they went anyway. These are people that have bought U.S. government debt. These are people who have been true to us thick and thin, support us United Nations. And what do? Well, we basically shit on them. And why? For election points, okay? For a steel mill that nobody wants, it doesn't make any sense for a business. For an aluminum mill, that is obsolete technology. For coal, great again? Assembling cars? This is crazy shit. We're not even fighting about things that are worth fighting about. And this will end up in a disaster, because once these things start, they spin out of control. Europe has gone ahead and, they even got after Jim's favorite, Jack Daniels. Blackjack. How could you possibly do that? Donald, have you no shame? Harley Davidson, blah, 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 blah. So here we go into another crazy cycle of insanity. And who's there? Donald Trump. Why? Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's about one thing about it, one thing only. It's getting the Trump chumps to vote for him and have him get elected. Now, it is ridiculous to have trade sanctions with the Canadians. It is ridiculous to start a trade war. Now, let me tell you, Mexico, right now you got a socialist guy about to get elected who is in the hands of the drug lords. He hates America. He hates American. He hates everything about America. He hates the wall. He hates Trump. This is not something we need. This is bad. Our CIA has always warned us about Mexico and about the potential for the country to go socialistic. And Donald Trump has driven him into the lefty socialist arms. And right behind that's going to pop up in Mexico the Chinese and the Russians. You listen to me very carefully here. We are making a critical mistake. We are doing what you call dumb shit. And this is America first? Well, what about America with everyone else? What about America, a team player? What about American allies standing up against the Chinese menace and the Russian risk? This is over steel and aluminum. I can't even believe I'm pronouncing the words. What in the hell is going on here? Kudlow, Kudlow, you really like this, Kudlow? Have you not feel like you sold out everything you believe in? It's really what a man will do, sometimes I find myself amazed by people. You just sell out yourself. You sell out your principles for Donald Trump. I guess the power of that office is very mighty indeed. The European Union is putting duties on American goods. And this is the day that starts. So you got tariffs starting July 1st all the way through the 7th. We're talking about $100 billion worth of American exports that are going to be dutied. Pigs? America is the world's largest pork producer, checked. And Iowa is the largest pork producer state in America. And we import our pigs all over the world. Oink, oink, oink. So Porky the pig, well, he's going to pay a high price for entry. And this is incredibly stupid. And what's happened is it is a trade war. And it is one that is getting uglier and uglier and uglier. This is beyond NAFTA. This is beyond TPP. This is beyond the World Trade Organization, which Donald Trump is also threatening to take America out of. Where do we go here? Well, we're just going down this road of crazy shit. What are we talking about? This is a worldwide sanctions unified with Mexico and China and Europe and Canada. China is expected to do a 25% tariff on U.S. soybeans. This is Mr. Farmer. Well, by God, Teflon here. Yeah, well, hell, we need all them soybeans anyway. We'll just eat them ourselves. and more and more crops are coming under sanctions. This is going to be a big deal. By the way, the little country called Brazil, they are gearing up to take advantage of this. U.S. food producers are going to get nailed left and right. And this is something that is absolutely insanity. You know what? You know the people who go the Trumps forever Trumpers, Fox News magnet group. These are the guys getting nailed. And you want to hear the thing that's really interesting? They don't understand it yet. January 6th starts the soybean sanctions and pork bellies. Mexico 20% levy on bacon. Oh my God, not the bacon. Yep, it's getting really ugly. Oh, my God. Europe is putting sanctions that affect, not the 25%, include motorcycles. And not just a Harley, by the way. Oh, no. And boats, whiskey, and peanut butter. Oh, not the Skippy. What are we going to do now? By the way, that is just the start. By the way, it is another group of sanctions that China is preparing as we speak on 545 U.S. products. Another 34 billion, including dairy products this time. And, no. And did I mention U.S. automobiles? This has really gotten out of control. Donald Trump has pissed them off. It's now personal. Ford Motor Company has announced that it's going to affect its production. Tesla Motors is going to be affected. General Motors said that these tariffs will force it to downsize, become a smaller company, and have to lay off tens of thousands of workers. Is anyone listening here? Oh, my God. Donald, please. Donald, stop. Donald, is there a chill pill this guy can take? Thorazine, something, anything. And, by the way, one of the most biggest exports of the farm economy in dollar terms is U.S. soybeans. And this year is predicted to be a bumper crop. And Brazil's having a bumper crop. And it turns out that U.S. soybeans are going to rot in the silos before this is over with. It is really, 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 really a big deal. Let me tell you how big it is. China buys $14 billion of U.S. soybean exports. It's half the crop. And 1 in 3 soybeans grown in the America's farms goes to China. And it's a huge, huge thing. Now, I wonder as this breaks, harvest time comes and the soybean prices crash. I wonder as Mr. Soybean Farmer can't pay for the seeds, and John Deere comes and goes, nothing runs like a Deere when you're trying to repossess it and take that baby home. I wonder how Trump's support's going to be back then. I look into the future, and I got to tell you, you know what the deal about these people are? They're kind of slow to scratch their ass and figure it out, but when they figure it out, they get really, really pissed. What will happen to America? Well, we're already heading into a recession. And we have seen in the past that these recessions very quickly build into a depression. American steel manufacturers, they buy imported steel that is in the form of a non-manufactured product. It's a raw material. And they get that raw material and they make it into things. Well, that huge increase in tariffs that they're having to pay means that they are no longer competitive. Now, remember, American industry has really suffered in the competitive state. We make good products. We tend to manufacture at a lower cost per unit as far as labor, but with a higher labor cost, that differential is quickly eaten up. So now American manufacturers have been going to robotics, automation, innovation. That's all gone to hell. The difference in the price with the duties is so large that all kinds of innovations cannot make a difference. Well, and Mr. Farmer, I want to know, are you going to vote for Trump again? Mr. Soybean guy in Illinois? Mr. Oh my God, pig farmer, what are you going to do? And China and Hong Kong are the major export market for U.S. pork. Oh my God. By the way, China was the second largest volume market for American pork after Mexico. Mexico is also putting sanctions on it. They said if they can't pay for it with cocaine, they're not going to do it anymore. That's the new guy there. He's got friends that are in a different business. This is punitive tariffs. There's nothing about it. And by the way, this is primarily the Midwestern states where Trump's core group lives. This is retaliation that's going to really hit the farmers at a time that farm prices have been under pressure. Remember, the pork industry started getting in trouble with the April 2nd tariffs of 25% with China. Now, what's happening is, we're now time immediate hit. This is going down to be a disaster. This is going down to be a wipeout. This is going down to be some dumb shit stuff. We're also getting seafood. That's going to get hit. Maine lobsters. Not the lobster. Oh, please say it's not so. I mean, oh no, lobsters, okay? So what really are we giving up, okay? Well, we're giving up our leadership in trade. We're giving up our market share. We're giving up our entry. We're giving up our place of power. We are absolutely destroying the nation in ways that we don't know the ramifications. I can tell you that these things always end up very badly. Oh, Donald, please, Donald, take a pill. No, it's a nightmare. And a lot of people were really hoping this was more blow and go with Donald Trump, but he seems intent on this. This is really a big deal for him. And as he gets set into this thing, it will really, really be a big deal. One-third of the total U.S. agricultural exports goes to Canada and Mexico. They're even going to not let in their tomato ketchup. Oh, not the Heinz. Oh, I love Heinz in the squeezy bottle. Oh, my God. 2.3 billion of corn exports into Mexico are going to get nailed. Soybeans are hit $1 billion into Mexico, getting nailed there. What are you doing, Donald? Oh, please, Don. Say it ain't so. I wonder if they're going after golf balls. I bet Donald Trump would be really upset about that one. We just go into this crazy shit that gets out of hand. Did I mention to you that there's a company called Polaris, and it turns out that they're getting nailed in this thing, along with Harley Davidson. Now Donald Trump said that, boy, he's going to really screw over them. They're going to be punished severely. Well, I think Stormy will come and spank him. Donald, what exactly are you planning, buddy? Are you going to be mean again? Ooh. I've done so much and you do this to me. Well, Donald, they're in business to make money. They don't have little cushy resorts, and they don't have lobbyists coming in there. They're part of the deal. When they watch the other, and they don't get all those Ivanka's secret trademarks and import permits. See, they got to make money the old-fashioned way. They got to compete. And Donald, do you understand what you're doing? Do you understand how this is going to end up? This, in my opinion, is probably a new low period in Donald Trump's presidency. Now, as you know, we're talking about the oil market, and we're gonna have so much fun with that. Oh my God, Donald! Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. It's Donald, the Don, the man. Why are we doing this? You know, you look at it and you go, well, is the coal vote really that important, Donald? Those Luna guys, are they really, really, really going to make a difference here? Are we really thinking this through? Has there been any adults in there? Kudlow, where are you? You're supposed to be a free trader. I mean, aren't you bothered by this? See, a lot of guys thought, I'll tell you, a lot of people that supported this thought that, well, this is kind of a negotiation. And before it goes too far, Donald Trump, the great negotiator, will backtrack, offset, duck, weave, do something, you know, send that nasty girl out there to Huckabee. The president knows that this is negotiation, and these are very bad deals. I could see her up there. You scum, why are you asking the questions? This is Donald Trump, are the deal. So, what happens? Well, I've noticed that there's a pattern where he kind of gets himself frozen in a position, then he moves on to another subject. Let me give you a good example of that. Remember Kim Jong Nunchucks? Good guy. And with the mind melt, oh, he's a good guy, honest guy. Really, a mass murderer committing genocide is a good guy. And Donald Trump announced that he had the Nobel Peace Prize and that he saved America and the world from North Korea. Whew. I guess, Algo guy, we don't need a bomb shelter out there anymore. Dig that damn thing up. Yeah, I guess, there's a big bomb shelter we put in there. We doubled the size of the thing, by the way. I guess we could just jackhammer out the thing. Yeah. I know. We'll turn it into a swimming pool. Donald, thank you, buddy. I'm not afraid of big bad nukes. So Donald Trump is now brought freedom and love and nuclear freedom from the threat from a guy that maybe has 10 or 15 bombs. And he's going to have a summit with a guy that's got like 5,000 of them and piss off Canada and the French and all our other allies. I don't understand it. English? Oh, my God. I don't understand it. Well, anyway, a lot of guys thought that this was going to be, and I was told that this is a notification employee. He's not going through with this. And now they're going, how do we spin this shit? Oh, Donald. Even Scaramouche. Remember the Mooch Scaramouche? Oh. He looked like a fan dance kind of guy, from that nasty guy. I never did like him. His hedge fund deal with the Chinese fell off as soon as they realized he was no longer connected with Donald. But anyway, he told Donald that, Don, you got to stop this trade war now. Scaramouche, I don't think anybody's listening to you, buddy. Oh, no. Donald. The guys from the hood are going against you. Oh, Donald, please stop. Stop, Donald, stop. Donald, stop. Donald, stop, Donald. And he's not stopping. And he's going deeper in the hole and deeper into insanity. That's what crazy people do anyway, you know that. So Donald is not even going to listen to the Scaramouche. He said, Trump must change tactics now on trade. Oh. He said that the trade rhetoric has gone too far. Hey, Scaramouche, come here. Hey, come on, be a guy. Come here, talk to me. Scaramouche, this is the Don, okay? Who are you to tell Don what to do, okay? Bingity bing bing boop boop pop pop pop. Oh. So Scaramouche has started figuring out that this is getting worried. He said, I'm worried about the trade rhetoric going too far. Signs are there. Capital is starting to withdraw from stocks. The markets are signaling a lot more risk. The flash second quarter GDP report, which may be a one-time moonshot, followed by the big unwind. Change taxes. I want to talk to you about that. We're going to get a 4% moonshot unemployment report from the way they're calculating inventories. And now, you hear me, I can tell you, I'm talking to a lot of people, and a lot of businesses are going, we got a problem here. We are getting orders canceled. We are putting through price increases that are making us non-competitive. This is a big shit. Donald, are you listening? Now, you see, I wonder how Donald Trump backs away from this thing. See, you know what his problem is? He has now started this big trade war, okay? He's got himself his great big foot, and he's got it in it. And he's getting, by the way, he's becoming very popular among the Trump chumps. They love this shit. Yeah, Donald, you show them how we're kicking ass. Donald's the man. We're not taking no shit no more. This ain't New York. This is the Rust Belt. And we're going to go ahead, and we're putting OSFO on it, and we're going to buff it up and clean it up and shine it up, and we're going to have steel all over. God, manufacturing. My kid's going back into the car factory. No need for that damn engineering shit. You got to do a real man's job. I want to see blisters on your hands. I want to see steel-toed boots. I don't want to see Nikes. No, and I don't know what that Python is, but I don't like it. It sounds commie to me. So he's got that rhetoric. Now, here's his problem. That polling is telling us that this shit is playing in Peoria, okay? But what you don't understand, and what he doesn't understand is, see that Peoria guy? Well, that's the ag belt. And all of a sudden, this shit's starting to dig in. And where steel's going to be great again, steel companies are laying off people. That nail company, I think it was Missouri, okay? Yeah, the Bluff. Those guys were the largest producer of nail. It's not exactly a high-tech shit. A lot of jobs. They can't compete. They're going to Mexico. Rail producers, I pointed out to you. I'm getting more and more reports of more and more companies going, listen, we got a real problem here. Because this is now going to extend to food exports. This is going to extend to canned food, processed food, soups. And all of a sudden, these guys are going, we can't compete. We can't come out of this. We lose a customer even when you roll back and say, oh, never mind. I didn't mean it. This is the art of the deal. I won the midterm elections. It's okay. Never mind. No. You lost your customer. He's found another supplier. The guy has spec'd out someone else. You can't get him back. Listen, I was involved in that with some of the exports into Mexico and Latin America, and I can tell you it was really difficult to establish a market and really easy to lose it. And once you lose it, they don't go back, okay? The deals are made, letters of credit are set up, the loadings are done, everyone knows what they're doing, the timing is right. A customer, an international customer, especially in a low-profit commodity-type item, you can lose them fast. We had trouble with one of our boats. And the big 1,200 horsepower engine, Japanese made, and the crankshaft went bad. And that meant that we missed several loadings, several chips. We lost our rice deal. That was it. It was over with. We could not deliver on time, and that was it. We couldn't get it back. So you make that mistake, you can't climb out of it. It's kind of amazing. A little bit of green tea here, guys. Oh, man. No, I saved the worst for last. You may not know, but U.S. has maple syrup, and they're putting duties against. Oh no, not the maple syrup. In fact, just today, I had pancakes made with baking powder. On the diet thing, it worked really well, and I got a big tablespoon of real maple syrup. I'm not talking about that sugar added stuff, but the real stuff. Oh my, it was so good. I was thinking, oh no, not the maple syrup. Donald, anything but that, buddy. Does he put maple syrup on his food? He doesn't strike me as a maple syrup kind of guy, More meat and potatoes. So we are now entering into the twilight zone. We do not know where this is going to go. We do not know how it's going to end up. And I can tell you that people are very concerned, and the recession now starts in the third quarter. I'm going to give you a prediction. We've been predicting a recession, as you know. We were seeing a slowdown. But the recession starts in quarter three as we bomb these markets. Okay, now remember, we're not into the harvest time. See, we're talking about July now, right? August, September, okay? Now we get into the fall, and all of a sudden those loadings don't take place. The price gets soft. That's going to be a big hit to GDP. There's going to be no argument about it. And Donald Trump is going to have to walk this election cycle very carefully. In fact, I wonder if he's thought about this. I wonder if he understands how close he's coming to a disaster. And Donald Trump is saying that he's now going to ravage European companies over this Iranian deal. Let me tell you, the EU is talking about compensating companies that are losing business and investments in Iran because of Trump tariffs. And basically, it's a tariff. He's basically blocking the exports. Oil's a traded item. In other words, if you look at this, this is part of Donald Trump's entire trade strategy and isolation of America. America, isolated, can survive. We can make anything. We have almost all minerals we need and resources. The problem is, it's a much poorer America. And it becomes a much more hostile world out there. And again, I don't think Donald Trump's understanding that. You do trade with people, you get money flowing back and forth, and then, kind of tensions kind of ease, And, you start putting up these trade barriers, tensions start to grow. And it's easy to get into wars. It's easy to get into problems. And, Donald Trump doing this thing is absolutely incredible. By the way, he's warned by Scaramouche. You got to give Scaramouche credit for a little short, little kind of a little guy with a little foot. Sure he got a little foot. Well, Scaramucci is kind of like, he's selling out the Don. That's not how the organizations run, Scaramucci. Shit. So, we are now moving into trade wars. The worst nightmare for the economy. The worst thing you could do to America. And Donald Trump's proud of it. They're not going to tell me what to do. And his approach, by the way, but I have to say this. I've seen a lot of presidents do some dumb things, okay? But when they do dumb things, it isn't without thinking about that dumb thing they're doing, if that makes any sense to you. And now Donald Trump is doing dumb things, and I don't think he's thinking about it. I don't think he's listening to his advisors. I am sure that they feel like that they can't speak their minds, should we put it to you that way? And I'm telling you, this is going to go very, very badly. So I need you to prepare yourself. I need to look at a world where our businesses are going to be devastated by this Trump crazy shit. It is not a very nice world, and not one that is going to grow and prosper. This is going to end very, very badly. So I'm here to announce that, by the way, there was a part inside me that thought, well, maybe at the last minute Donald Trump will announce that he talked to them and came to terms that they gave me what I want. I'm a kick-ass dude. I did it, the art of the deal. Maybe do a mind meld, like you do with Kimmy on Nunchucks. But no such thing has happened. And now America is going to pay a horrible price for this. You listen to me. This is a big deal. You see, you have a lot of marginal companies involved here. And commodity companies, they work on a very thin margin, lousy business. I mean, to be a farmer, maybe Daddy gave you the land, that's what I did. Wow, we've been farming here for 400 years. Well, it don't mean you're getting 400 more. And Donald Trump could be just the nail in the coffin of American agriculture, which has been reeling in recent years. They didn't tell you that? Well, they should have. Everybody knows. So Donald is like not going to be very popular much longer. My prediction is this ends very, very badly. I really want you to understand that. I am very, very concerned. Of course, we'll make a lot of money. There's a lot of trades that's going to spin off too. But Donald, why'd you do it, Don? Come on, be a guy. Be a sport. He's dumped us in it. This trade war will easily spin out of control. Now, Donald Trump, I have to tell you, has surprised me many times at the dumb shit stuff he's done in his timing, okay? Dumb shit stuff that goes against his interest. So there's no telling what he will do. And that's the drama. I have many traders saying the same thing. We don't get paid to take risk. We get paid to mitigate risk. And these guys are having a hard time calculating old Dandy Don. Well, I can tell you what he's going to do. He's going to screw everybody over, make a mess out of everything he touches, and he's going to turn the economy to shit. And you're all going to be very, very sorry. And the Trumpians, they're not going to be happy people. So we are headed into the death plunge. Second quarter is in the can. It'll be a very big number. Third quarter will be a disaster, and it gets ugly from there. So you now have got a bead on what's going on. And I warn you, this is not going to be good. It's going to get very, very ugly. He actually let the trade war start. See, there was a chance to avoid this thing, right? I need to really understand that. And he goes, no. They were talking about him softening his stance. They were talking about changing his point of view. There was a lot of hope by a lot of people that something different would happen, but not with Dandy Don. No, sir. He's going to show them boys who the kick-ass dude is. And the Trump chumps, by the way, the surveys showing they really like this shit.